My name is Rion Naus. I'm a stewardship ambassador. I'm a certified public health educator. I'm a dad, and I own and operate We Grow With LLC. Sometimes I show up, which is actually the real value behind an on-site consultation visit, is because you have someone that shows up that hasn't seen it every day. And so I'm not sure why this is here. So I'll ask. You see what I mean? And they go, well, it broke down 30 years ago, and because of that, we've been dealing with all of these problems ever since. Oh, so it doesn't have to be there, and if we moved it, would make life easier for everyone? Yes. Okay. Good thing someone asked. It's only been there 30 years. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no. But having an outside perspective, but in line with their goals, helps them see how they can get to where they want to be. And then it becomes, well, what can we do to, nurture this? Well, let's see what tools we have, right? And sometimes it's really great because they have all the tools, they just didn't, or puzzle pieces, they just didn't know how to put the puzzle together. Other times they might have to buy one of like our kits or the sets to make it easier.
Like one of the Biome Bins or the Wiggle Waddles, something that's prescriptive.
Right. And even then, that's a prescriptive for that situation to transition. This is not stuff that you should have to use forever. It's a resource to get the feedback underneath you to help set up the system so it can start regenerating. That's actually the joy of regenerative, is that it's regenerating. This is not something you have to just buy every year when the guy comes back. You
don't have to sell them a Wiggle Waddle every year. This is not a subscription.
Nope. It could be. Like if they wanted to, they can get them every month. But that's only if they have a purpose, like a job to do. Like these are tools to be used to set it straight. You shouldn't need the Wiggle Waddles anymore because you start to grow trees. But there are literally people that have no trees for miles and miles, but they need the benefits of if trees were there. So then the Wiggle Waddle comes in to create that cycling so that we can start bridging that gap.
But that's the important of the consultation, because you won't know that until you get there and be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like if you had trees, you would get these benefits, but let's get some Wiggle Waddles out here or get something similar to that. Or hey, you already have them.
Yep. And now we can take from an existing ecosystem, but if you don't have one, we need to establish one, right? And so this is where oftentimes it'll be like, take me to the place that you feel that is the healthiest part on the ranch. The place where you are the role of where you feel at most peace and that you enjoy being, and that like you'd want to be here, versus everything else. You don't want to be anywhere. Well, that comes across, right? And so then at that place, that's where you put a Wiggle Waddle. And then when we come back and harvest that material to put it into the Biome Bin or utilize in windrows, that material has taken from its best, right, and nurtured even that. And we're going to blow up those numbers, like expand them so that it can be applicable over acreage.
Oh, that's what the Wiggle Waddles do, is they absorb.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a habitat.
Yeah.
So it's about habitat hospitality, right? If it's so hot and so dry and nothing's there and everything's polished flat, we need structure. And so now even an 8-inch wide little mound creates a windbreak. Now you have things looking for a windbreak. And on one side, mineral builds up, but on the other side, organic material builds up. Well, now we're constructing a habitat. And then when you have primary trophic levels, like something eating the organic material, then you have a predator that comes and eats the thing that's eating, right? And so by creating this ecosystem, you've now allowed all of these other things, the bird, the insect, the lizard, the thing, to find this little oasis, contribute to that oasis, right? And then you go back and then harvest that material to then take it and scale it up, much bigger scale.
Is that pretty common for you to, if you have clients that use Wiggle Waddles, you roll up and you're like, oh, there's a couple birds around here that we haven't been seeing in a while.
And sometimes that's because somebody needs to be out there looking. Well, right? This is where having awareness, that biological literacy of what's going on, being aware that, if we see this, then there is that, like some cause effect, animal tracking. Like I don't need to see the porcupine, or it's fun when you do though. They're super cool. Or, other animal, because you can actually see evidence that they were there. But if you don't know how to interpret sign tracking, then it's just dirt. What are you talking about? Right? So things like that, like all of those aspects are part of like why an on-site is so important. I've been to people's places that they've got stuff happening in their front yard that they have no idea what that plant is, or what this fungi is, or what's happening over here, but it's their yard. See what I mean? It's like, who's supposed to know? Like, I don't know. Like, it's not my yard. And yet I know about that plant or that animal, that creature. One gentleman, he was telling me about millipedes, and he didn't even know what a millipede was. Because literally I'm like, well, what is this? And he's like, that's a wireworm. Like, okay. No, it's not. He couldn't even identify a millipede when it was walking across his own land. Like, that's part of that, awareness and understanding. But from now on, forevermore, he'll now know that little creature is something other than what he thought it was a negative connotation. See what I mean? But that's actually one of the good guys. But if you don't know that that's what it looks like, it's a trip. And some of these people have been there generations, which is wonderful. But that also means that view has been kind of insulated and isolated for generations. There's some stuff that could happen today that doesn't have to wait till next year, right? There's some things that, when working with nature, if you don't use it, you lose it, is real. And so you better go out there right now, because you go out there tomorrow, it's not there anymore.
My name is Rion Naus. I'm a stewardship ambassador. I'm a certified public health educator. I'm a dad, and I own and operate We Grow With LLC. We Grow With helps people to differentiate between fertilizer and fertility. We use products and services. We equip people with the observation tools they need, as well as the products that make their jobs easier, allowing them to turn dead dirt into living land at any scale.